Thank you so much for joining us today for the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Here on the Pastor's Potluck, it's similar to a normal potluck where you might get something that you want and there may be something that you just want to pass up altogether. And that's okay. There's something here for everybody. Our goal here is to encourage you and maybe in the process entertain you. If you're ready, let's dig in. Welcome to another episode of the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Hey, we've got something kind of a little different for you today because we know it is a holiday week. And first and foremost, we want to say that we hope that you have enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. Yeah, I know that I am doing something different this year. I'm recording this before Thanksgiving, and so I won't have like an update, but I am smoking a turkey on my Traeger pellet grill. Typically, it gets done in the oven, and so yeah, I'm excited about it. Hopefully, next week I'll have an update for you on the turkey, but I wanted to just kind of go over some quick Thanksgiving random facts, some ones that I found interesting for today's episode, and share them with you just because I find them interesting. So the first one is the Swanson Company, which is a TV dinner company. Back in the day, back in 1953, one of the employees ordered like 260 tons of turkey for some meals and stuff that they were going to be making, but they had so much leftover turkey that they didn't know what they were going to do. And so a random employee said, hey, why don't we make some frozen TV dinners with these, and they served them in aluminum trays, and then you can reheat them later, for the busy, bustling family back in the 50s, the glory days of America, the golden age, a lot of people refer to as. But can you imagine being that guy that ordered 260 tons of turkey? I'm kind of curious, how much was left over. Could you imagine going, all right, we've got 259 tons left over. What are we going to do with all this turkey? And so you have to cook all those turkeys as well, and then slice them up and prepare them for TV dinners. I can only imagine the peril that this guy probably went through, probably thinking he's going to lose his job. Another fact, the largest pumpkin pie that has ever been baked was 20 feet in diameter and weighed 3,699 pounds. That's an absurd amount of pumpkin pie, especially for an individual like myself that doesn't eat or enjoy pumpkin pie. My wife does. She loves the stuff. She loves the whipped cream topping that comes on top of pumpkin pie. I think she likes the whipped cream more than that. And we've talked about this in past episodes, but if you've just joined us within the past year, I always talk about my wife's infatuation with pumpkin pie, but I mean, I don't understand how you get to a pumpkin pie that was ever baked, that needs to be baked, and an oven that's 20 feet, at least 20 feet, because you got to get that whole thing in there. And then if it weighs that much, what are you lifting it in there with, like forklifts and stuff? That's just stupid. Like, people just do dumb stuff around the holidays to try to break Guinness World Records and things like that. Don't waste your time doing stuff like that. That's just stupid. I get so upset whenever people just do dumb stuff like that. Just don't do it. Just stay at home. Invite some friends over and cook for them. You don't need to cook a 20-foot pumpkin pie. It's dumb. Because then you got to sit around and it sits outside for the longest time. And then you got to wait in a long line to cut it up or for it to be cut up. And then by that time, I'm telling you, by the time you get to being served a pumpkin pie slice or whatever, there's probably been so many gnats and flies that have been on it. It's just not worth the time. It's not worth the effort. And then next year, there's always going to be somebody that's going to be trying to break your record. Just don't do it. It's dumb. I mean, what are you going to do? Put that on your tombstone? I baked the largest pie. Nobody cares. This is actually like my favorite little bit of information that I found on Thanksgiving, because it just made me laugh like hysterically whenever I read this. Benjamin Franklin proposed that the turkey be the official U.S. bird instead of the bald eagle. Franklin has been quoted by saying that the bald eagle had bad moral character. Like, what is he doing? Hanging out with bald eagles all day to get to that conclusion? Are they just jerks? Like, what? Like, I don't know. It just made me laugh. Another one, the Christmas classic Jingle Bells. The song Jingle Bells was originally a Thanksgiving song. Who'd have thought? Who'd have put those two together? I never would have guessed that. The song talks about like snow and stuff like that. And for us in West Virginia, we just don't typically get snow later on until, maybe the end of December, beginning of January and February. Through that time, that's whenever we typically get most of our snow here. I don't know. Were things different? Is climate change real? I don't know. Things to ponder. If it was snowing this early in the year. Also, Big Bird's costume on Sesame Street is made of dyed yellow turkey feathers. They are not made from feathers of any other animal but turkeys, because tons of them are slaughtered every year, and they didn't know what to do with the feathers, so it's easy to get a hold of them. Also, side note, don't ever look up a different country's version of Big Bird. It is literally what fuels nightmares. It's scary. Like Brazil has one. His name's not even Big Bird. It's like Abelardo or something like that. And there's actually some of them. Like Mexico's got one that's kind of scary looking. But some countries don't even have a big bird. They just have a big bear or a big dragon-looking creature for one of them. It doesn't even look like a bird. It looks like a dragon. It seriously does. So you should take some time and look it up. It's kind of interesting. Also, there are some festivals around the Thanksgiving holiday that... the traditions are mashed potato wrestling. You can sign up and wrestle somebody else in a big pool of mashed potatoes. I don't know if that's your thing, or if you want to find out it's your thing, you can literally find out where the closest mashed potato wrestling is and just... let your heart be so excited to wrestle in a pool of mashed potatoes. The average calories consumed per person are anywhere between 3,200 to 4,500 calories during that day. That's absurd. That's like double the amount of the recommended daily caloric intake. And while that is an absurd amount of calories, I'm here for it. I am here for it. It's one of those things where you leave the food out essentially all day, and you just pick at it as the day goes on, as you're spending time watching football and having conversations with your friends and your loved ones and just hanging out and laughing and all those different things. But, yep, I'm here for it. I hope you're there for it too. I mean, it is what it is. Also, in 1989, George H.W. Bush, Bush Sr., was the one who officially pardoned the first turkey. They go on and live their lives on, I want to say it's like at one of the presidential retreats or something like that. A couple of them have gone and lived at Disney World, and what they do is they do their Thanksgiving parade, and the pardoned turkey is like the I don't know, the main person in the parade. I don't know what they call it. The grand master of the turkey. I don't know. Sounds like a DJ name or something like that. Grandmaster Turkey. But anyways, there's a couple of facts for you for this Thanksgiving holiday from all of us here at, it's not a potluck without a mystery meat, especially on Thanksgiving. Have you ever been to a Thanksgiving dinner and there's been random mystery meat? If I can get this thing open. What's the funniest thing you've accidentally overheard in public? I don't know. I find it funny whenever people, like couples, are arguing. It's just, they're trying to be quiet about it, especially at like a grocery store. And, like they didn't write down like the stuff that they needed. And so they're just kind of nitpicking on stuff. I just find it funny because they're trying to be quiet, but they're not really quiet. And, or like whenever a kid, kind of outs mom and dad on something, that's funny. Like, Mom, you remember that time whenever you tooted or something like that? Like just those types of interactions are funny. I like to butt in with my 2 cents, with the kid or something, or I don't know. I'm a instigator. I'm an instigator. I like to egg people on, and see how tense we can make a situation. It's not my greatest attribute for sure, personality wise, but I like to instigate things. I like to add fuel to the fire. But once again, all of us here at the Potluck, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. We hope that it was an amazing holiday. We hope that you are looking forward to the Christmas season, spending time with each other, getting plugged in at a church if you are not plugged in. But we love you. We thank you for listening each and every single week and making the Potluck what it is. It's been a tremendous thing to see grow. It's been a tremendous thing to see people get, reach out to us and stop us wherever we're at and want to talk to us about the Potluck. They enjoy the episodes and the content that we're coming out. So we thank God for inspiring us. We thank you for listening. And we'll see you next time for another episode of the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. Thank you so much for listening in with us today. We really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. You can also watch the video version of this on YouTube as well. All you have to do is search up the Pastor's Potluck Podcast. From all of us here, we want to say thank you, and we'll see you next week.